Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse.
It's Christmas time in the city. Welcome back to this cabin in the Arctic woods. I'm Alby. Joining me, Shawn.
Hi, yes.
Also joining me, Zach.
You really just sort of launched into it. I'm not really.
So we've been in this cabin watching Christmas movies. I don't know why I confused Hallmark with Halloween movies, but we've been watching these really great, really high quality Christmas films, trapped in this snowy cabin in the middle of the woods. So,
When did they say they were going to send in the guy to repair the heater?
They're never sending anybody in.
I'm tired of being on this blanket naked with you guys.
I don't know why you're. We're both fully clothed. I don't know why you got naked. I feel like that's.
Oh, you know, gotta keep warm.
I feel like the clothes would keep you warm, but
That's why I have this cut open Yeti. It's ready to sleep in.
okay. Cut open You did go outside at one point and cut a Yeti open, so I've been really impressed with you.
Just like you, Luke Skywalker.
Just like
I was going to say the name of the animal he killed, but I don't know what that is.
I think it's a tauntaun.
Tauntaun, yes. Thank you.
well, speaking of Star Wars, we watched a movie today with a princess in it. It was the Princess Switch.
God, man, you're such a professional.
It was Netflix original film starring Vanessa Hudgens as the princesses, the Princess the Princess Two women who looked the same, but they were both played by the same. All right, that's all I was saying.
Yes, a very Eddie Murphy type of role.
Yeah,
Yes,
real
Eddie
Professor
Murphy.
a Professor Clump situation, if I've ever seen one.
I mean, I think Eddie Murphy. I want to see a recut of this with Eddie Murphy as both of the princesses. I think that'd be a fun. It's like that those books like Sea Monsters, Sense, Sensibility, and Sea Monsters, but instead it's Princess Switch with Eddie Murphy as the princesses. I don't really have much of Dr. Doolittle. I don't know. No one's getting that. No one's getting that rough. It's okay. Whatever.
So I picked this movie because we need to switch. We need to transition to the first Netflix movie, and this was the most traditional Christmas Netflix movie, I think. That wasn't a sequel. And I don't know. I think it very much filled the role of a Hallmark Christmas movie, sort of.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And it was very different. I'll give it that.
It was. We needed to cover these kind of Christmas movies. I feel like there's a subgenre of Hallmark movies where it's about royalty and princesses and princes. So I'm glad we covered one of these.
But in the end, it was a romance, and the people were destined to love each other, and they kissed.
Yes, starring Vanessa Hudgens.
And she kissed a lot.
A lot.
She had double duty in the kissing role. And double duty in looking sexy.
Yeah, I'm a man.
Yeah. So they played Twister, if you know what I mean.
Oh, they did. Several times, I would imagine. Well, it was,
Now, can somebody explain the plot of the movie?
The plot of the movie is Vanessa Hudgens.
Usually, I think Zach likes to do this part because I think he's very good at articulating the good moments of the movie.
I mean, if you... Sure. I don't know.
If you mind, sir.
No, I don't mind. I was watching it, but not really watching it. I mean, I was paying attention. It was one of those movies. It felt a lot like a Hallmark movie, but Netflix did it. Basically, this lady, played by Vanessa Hudgens, her name is Stacey DeNovo. She, I guess, is from Chicago. She has a pastry shop. She's relatively successful there with her best friend. His name is Kevin. I don't know the actor that plays him. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect you. But essentially, they're friends. They're friends. Whatever. They run this pastry shop, and Kevin's got a kid. She's really cute, and she comes into play at the end of this at some point because she's whatever. She's special. Basically, they enter this baking contest or whatever in like what is it? Belgravia?
Belgravia.
Not a real place apparently. I had to look it up during the movie. That's not a real place. And then while they're there, I guess some stuff happens and she runs into the Duchess and they look exactly alike and they're like, oh, we might be related to each other. And then they pretty much just switch lives for the rest of the movie. And then like the Duchess falls in love with the normal guy, Kevin. And then Stacey falls in love with the prince. and then they just do all these wacky hijinks together, and they have a nice time. And then there's a one lady. I mean, the one that takes care of the Duchess. That lady. I don't know what her like title is, but the one that like always is the right hand lady of the Duchess knows about this as well, and she's fine with it. I don't remember why that happened. Again, I'm doing a very poor representation of this movie because I was sort of in and out.
Mrs. Donatella?
Yeah,
Donatelli?
something like, I guess. Essentially, it's just, it's a feel-good movie, and it's probably about 20 minutes too long, for my tastes. I think it runs an hour 41, and it's essentially just a cookie-cutter sort of like, yeah, we went to a different place, Belgravia, there's a cook-off, baking thing happens, sabotage happens, but they still win anyway. She's got to do the strawberries by hand instead of using a mixer, didn't understand that. And then she wins, and they all profess their love for each other, and then there's a long kissing scene. They kiss for a year, and then Stacey married the prince, and then they threw the thing at the wedding that you throw to like get somebody else is going to get married if they catch it, the bouquet, I guess.
The bouquet,
and then
yes.
that landed with the Duchess of Bellecourt, whatever her name is. And then she's going to marry Kevin, who will then have a new mother because the very cute daughter, is like, oh, I want a new mommy. And then that happens. So I feel like I did an okay job. Could have done better explaining it, but that's the rough premise of this movie.
I'm saying you were watching football. It's fine.
I
You
was
admit
watching
it.
football. I may have been searching for just like random things during that. I think I was reading a Sports Illustrated article on John Cena during that at one point. Yeah.
To be fair, I always like that the last couple of movies, but I don't know. This movie captivated me.
Yeah, please.
Maybe
No, you guys should talk about it because I was in and out. Sorry, I don't know.
That's fine. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was.
I was going to talk about it, but then
Go ahead.
Zach interrupted, and so then Downey just took. No, that's fine. Scooting away. Go ahead.
I really enjoyed it. I don't know what you thought, Pop, but overall, I thought it was really good. I give it high marks for this kind of film. High marks.
I don't know why. Maybe because we were watching it with our special guest, Drew, and we had some funny bits watching it, and I may have been still a little bit drunk.
Yep.
Off of spice off that eggnog. That probably helped.
No
But
doubt.
I don't know. I thought it was really fun. I think I always find like the same person playing two roles funny, and I think they did a pretty good job with it in this movie. And the wacky agents, and I don't know, it's always weird, like the out of place person out of place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think they did pretty well here. Some good comedic moments where the lady Stacey flipped over a horse. That's pretty good.
There was some pretty funny moments.
The butler got shot on in the whole movie. That was pretty good.
Everybody likes to shit on butlers. Everybody knows. I don't know. I feel like, at least for my part, it feels very slickly. It was very, they did a good job of just doing the stuff that you do well when you're filming one of these, and that's. I think that separates it in some ways. It was very well edited and shot. It felt great to watch.
Okay.
I mean, I think at the same time, I say that. I mean, it's not like a perfect film. It's not something I would go back to necessarily, but
I hope
just
not.
there's some funny moment. Like I think Netflix gets it in a weird way. Like I really like the creepy Santa man who does like the knowing Santa man. I hope he shows up in all of the Netflix like Christmassy movie things that happen because he's for one of these is like Oliver Twist kind of thing. I thought it was done very well. I thought the actress Vanessa Hudgens was very good.
I feel like they did a good job not getting very serious about the plot because obviously something like this wouldn't fly. But they just kind of threw it out the window with the whole, hey, let's just swap rules. Let's swap these two women. Like, sure, this one woman be a duchess of a country and yada yada. Hey, fuck it. I like how they didn't get too serious into that. And I like it. It was very like loosey goosey, like in the romance. They didn't do a great job with like explaining why these people fell in love with each other in like a day. But it's like whatever. I don't know.
I feel like our barometer might be off from watching the last few movies, which I don't know. I mean, the more I think about it, it was only 2 days they spent together, and now that one lady is ready to marry this other guy, that seems a little quick. Even by quick standards, 2 days, pretty fast. But I don't know. I think it's really the acting that carried it. Really, I think all the actors and actresses did very well.
You see the goose in IMDb? It's pretty good.
I found an article here about the Princess Switch that just gives some like extra information about it. Apparently this movie was shot mostly in Romania.
Okay, makes sense.
As you do.
Yeah, apparently it says here on this website, despite the movie clearly being modeled after the royal family from the United Kingdom, the movie isn't even filmed there. Instead, most all of the family. What? That's not a real sentence. It was shot and completed in Romania, which seems weird, but all right. And yeah, I just wanna mention something that happened in this movie. At roughly an hour and 10 minutes into this movie, they had switched roles, and the princess was sitting on the couch with her new love, and they decided to watch Netflix, and it got really meta there for about 30 seconds.
That was why.
And this is I've got a screenshot here of the movies that were on there, and apparently Kevin is a big fan of El Camino Christmas, Like Father, Set It Up, and Sugar Rush. I also see Glow on here, and I see Dimitri Martin's stand-up on here.
Okay, that's a very eccentric taste in music.
His list is the first ones I said: El Camino Christmas, Like Father, Set It Up, and Sugar Rush, and then the popular on Netflix is underneath it. The stuff that it would give you if you were just to go into the website. But yeah, so that was a real fun little like Easter egg. Haha, you're watching Netflix, and we're gonna go down the rabbit hole a little bit more.
Can't wait for the shared Netflix universe of Christmas films. That's all I want.
Okay, I do just want to say, in your baking competition, can you really make a cake they made in like 5 hours?
Not in your life. 5 hours is a very short amount of time.
There was only 2 people, and they made a very tall cake.
Well, that's why they won the competition, Pop. They went all in.
Even with the shitty fillings?
I mean, it was mainly fondant. Like, there is like 2 pieces of cake in that.
Exactly. It's like how they have all the time to make the fondue cakes like that. They do all the spray painting with the little sprayers. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, that's why this movie doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
not the whole.
That's why this movie doesn't make any sense.
Exactly, like the whole switching royalty thing. That's fine.
That happens all the time. Hell, I did it once or twice before.
It's like, nobody give a shit about bloodlines anymore today. Monarchies are just a joke today. But this fucking baking competitions, fucking the UK take it fucking seriously. Everybody knows the fucking if you lose and Britain's Greatest Bake Off, whatever the show's name is, if you lose, you get killed. You get killed.
They kill you. Yeah, no, I've seen that.
Yeah. It's very brutal, but hey, they take it. It's very serious business.
It is.
It's the Great British Bake Off for a reason.
Well, that's why Mrs. Del Novo went to this Belgravia one, because it's not from the UK, so she didn't want to die. She just wanted to, make some money.
Also, yeah, apparently it was in some fake country, but it was pretty much the UK.
Okay, so I'm over here on the IMDb page for the Princess.
Okay, still there. Okay.
And I'll just go ahead and say it's got a 6.0 out of 10. But I want to point out that this came out the 16th of November of this year. Just keep that date in your head for a second for me. And I'm going to go down to the user reviews here. There are 103 user reviews for this movie.
Okay.
And I it seems like it's mostly overall pretty favorable, I would say. A lot of people seem to think that it's a good Christmas movie.
It is.
And it's just like, yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. It's cheesy. But a lot of people are saying it's just a lot like a Hallmark movie, which is, it fits what we're doing here. It's a Hallmark movie. We're having a nice time. We're gathered around the old fireplace under this blanket together, sipping some hot cocoa and admiring the tree that is right within our field of view next to the television.
There's a blizzard going outside. Yeah, we've been trapped here for at least 3 days.
We're gonna have to start eating each other because we're out of food. Yeah, we're definitely almost out of food.
It's getting to be the problem, though, really, to be honest with you.
I need with tuna, really.
The bathroom stopped working. We're having to flush the toilet with a jug of water now.
It's a dire situation, folks. And if you hear this, I just need you to call the police and let them know to come save us, because we're on day 4 here, and I want to be dead.
I can't get reverse osmosis water anymore, and it fucking sucks.
There's a review here from Chocolate Stinger. Gave it a 1 out of 10. Says it took me 2.5 hours to watch this film because it caused me physical pain to watch. Don't know how that works. I don't know if you had to go to Did you have to go to the hospital, Chocolate Stinger? Is that what happened? You had to stop at some point and go and be like, "Hey, docs, I think I've got a fever." And
the fever is Vanessa Hudgens.
It's this bad movie Vanessa Hudgens is in. And the doctor's just like, well, maybe don't watch the movie, and also that's $6,000 because you came here in an ambulance. So have fun with that medical debt. What else do we got here? We got another 1 out of 10. Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna look through.
I'm
this
sorry. Quick. Yeah, you can look through it, but how about I just say? Okay, I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna read the middle portion of this review.
Okay.
This movie disappoints from start to finish. The story is completely implausible, offering no reason to suspend disbelief. A bakery
Okay.
owner closes up last minute the week before Christmas. The princess switches places to get to know her people, only to spend the whole time with two people locked up in their house. There are so many more idiotic plot elements, which makes the whole movie just a random collection of scenes that never get you to care one bit about any of the characters. Don't even get me started on the whole weirdo elf-like dude who keeps appearing from Chicago to...
Hey, man, don't you talk about my boy Elf, man?
Meaningful advice. Meaningful in quotes.
That's just Jesus. I don't know why people are talking bad about Big J.
He tells people to go clean out his sock drawer instead.
What? Okay, that's a very specific thing to say. Somebody here on the IMDb reviews gave it a 4 out of 10. Manger Eddie basically just says camera blunder at 107.0 to 107.10. And I don't know if he's in a production of sorts. Like, I don't know if he's got a production background or he's just got a very keen eye for finding misplaced things in Netflix Christmas movies.
Okay.
But apparently, Manger Eddie says the female lead at Orphanage has earrings in one shot and not in the same continuous shot. How can you make this blunders in movies? Better have good cinematography and corrections. So he's looking out for the best interest of the viewer there, trying to spot any inconsistencies. And I want to give a shout out to Manger Eddie here for really doing the hard work. Thank you.
Did you give it a 4 out of 10 for
And three out of 20 people found this review helpful. So 3 other assholes out there are really appreciating what he's doing. He or she, I don't know if it's he or she. I'm gonna assume it's a he. But
what's the next movie, Bob? What's our next film?
Wait. Okay. So what do you say? You think this was near the top of the what ones we watched so far?
So far, this is number 1 for me.
I would say that too.
Number 2 would be the second one.
The first one.
I would go Princess Switch, Homegrown Christmas, first one, then the last one we watched.
Christmas Pact.
Yes.
Christmas Pact is definitely the worst. Here's our next movie.
this review is 1 out of 10, and it just says really cool movie by Johan Hambring, and it goes on to give us a nice, like, it was not predictable from second one. I love the switcheroo of the characters, and it was not confusing at all. I love how the lip sync wasn't quite. So he just goes on to really, he's doing it in a sarcastic tone, which is very cool to do on the internet nowadays. So thank you, Johan Hambring, for your offering on the reviews. Go ahead and you can go ahead and read the next movie. I think we're good here with the reviews.
Our next movie is Welcome to Christmas. A resort developer, Madison Lane, starring as Finnegan, is tasked with finding a location for a new ski resort. Oh boy. While she is prepared to recommend a resort to a place at Mountain Park, her boss tells her to take a trip to Christmas Cola to consider the location and incentive packages they are offering.
I believe that's Colorado. I don't want to. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I think
it's Cola. I don't know.
It's the state of Cola. Okay, go ahead.
On her way into town to meet with the mayor, Madison has a minor fender bender with the town's welcome sign. Town sheriff Gage
It's Gage McBride. That's a name, huh? Ooh.
Gage McBride, played by Mabus, gives Madison a ride into town so she can attend the meeting while the car is towed. And Christmas is the best place for the new ski resort. While stranded, Madison grows to love the community and spirit of Christmas that runs throughout. Is the resort really?
You just missed the whole sentence, dog.
Is the resort really the right move for Christmas? Or would the town be better off keeping its charm and tradition intact?
I feel like you gave up midway through that read. Like you just already gave up on the movie as you were reading the synopsis.
It's the Gage McBride one that really made me go like, wow.
Howdy, y'all, it's me, Gage McBride.
Oh God, what are we doing? We gotta get out of this cabin, guys. God,
look, the guy with the mask. We couldn't watch all these movies. Make a podcast after each one.
I don't wanna go home. Play on my computer I just built, please.
You can't. You're trapped here forever, or at least until we get done with these movies.
Santa, help me, Santa Claus. Jesus.
Did we miss anything about this movie? Is there anything we need to say before we go? Or
the only thing I would say is this is another subgenre of Hallmark movies involving people buying hotels and like entertainment chain. Is like that's like happens all the time in these. So get ready for that genre. Get ready. You're getting it now.
Time to cut off my arms so we get some more food.
But we have all these Christmas cookies that we have to eat. All these Christmas.
But I'm out of insulin, so I can't eat them.
Well, you help and get chopping, my man. Well, I hope everybody out there has a Merry Christmas. And we together here, me, Alby, Shawn, and Zach, wish you all the best of luck in finding your or prince.
Prince or Prince.
Or Santa Claus. Or Nutcracker.
Bird machine. Check.